What's up, YouTube? It's been a little minute since we did some cool hobby content. Got a great reason to come back with that. Sorry for the harsh lighting, but this box is super glossy and you get what you get. So today we are going to do a video on Daccas the Black Knight, this brand new kit that just came out. I just got my hands on it. Some of y'all may not have received this yet if you ordered it or pre-ordered it like I did, but it is out in the wild now, so we're gonna take a look at it. Also, speaking of video quality, I just ordered a new camera today that can do some videos, so I'm hoping that'll up the video quality. Well, it will up the video quality from just phone camera stuff. Just want to constantly find ways to improve what I'm putting out as far as content. But we're going to start with our return to the hobby realm with this Black Knight kit. We're going to do some first impressions and speak about what we got going on here. And just do some initial impressions, and then, you know, whenever I do get to building this, I will do a proper review, but I wanted at least to have an open box and just a look through of what's in here for those of you who are curious and maybe didn't pull the trigger on this kit yet. So we're going to do that. But just the first thing I want to point out while the box is still sealed is you may have noticed the size difference. When I ordered this kit, I actually well, I knew it was a 1/100. Well, I ordered a 1/100 rather. But I opened it in the box and I'm like, did I misread something? And this is a 144? Because this box is small. I don't know volume wise compared to the Engage. This is another 1/100. This is one of the smaller 1/100s they put out. Apparently this is a pretty skinny dude, so maybe that's really the big reason why this box is smaller. Anyway, but yeah, it's a much smaller box right off the bat. The other reason this video is important versus other 5-Star Stories kit is because what we have been traditionally getting here is these IMS series, which are basically their, the hell you call it? Polystyrene model kits, kind of like what you get with a Gundam, that material. Their new one is called the Volks Super Modeling Series, and we'll kind of talk about the differences between the two here in just a minute once I open things up. But this is part of their new series that they put out. We'll see what initial things I have noticed right out of the box, comparing it to an IMS kit, because I have definitely gone through several of these IMS kits before. But yeah, without further ado, let's open this thing up and see what we got inside. Right on, moving along here. We got this thing open up, but to talk about what the difference is with the VSMS and the IMS, what Volks is claiming is there's several different things here. Roughly is that it's an improvement in the overall like design as far as like the fidelity to the actual model, the way it's supposed to look. That's one thing that they point out with this. I guess their manufacturing process has gotten a lot better with these. The big thing I'm really going to be curious about is they're claiming improved articulation. Now, if you put these Volks models together, and more than likely, if you're building Volks models, you probably came from a Gunpla background like I did, and I'm sure you notice like a Gundam has like insane amounts of articulation. These do not. Like, articulation is there, but we really don't recommend it. A lot of builders that I know that build these will just straight up pin these like a garage kit. I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely do like limit my articulation on the ones that I put together. But these claim improved articulation. Now, my skeptical side says that these are probably not going to be quite like what you would get out of a Gundam, but I bet there is probably some improvement. Because the one thing about Volks so far in my experience is they're a pretty no bullshit company as far as like what they talk about with their stuff, how they recommend to do things, which there's stuff in the manual I'll discuss specifically with that. So like, I have no reason to doubt them on that, and I'm going to be really curious just how much of a difference that is going to make with the final product on this. So let's dive in now. Just like the IMS, you're going to get a really nice manual with this really thick, heavy body paper, full color photos. Like, these are fancy boy models for fancy boys. That's what this shit is. Like, it's very good quality materials. It's really high end, which, you know, that's my thing, so that's why I'm making this content. But yeah, full color photos, full like bio of the mech and everything, of the mortar head, and everything you want to know about it. If you've watched my videos before, you know I'm going to be a broke-ass record, and I'm going to point out to you, go get Google Translate on your phone. Unless the off chance that you speak Japanese, or read Japanese rather, I can't, so I use Google Translate, because like, you know, not only like the biography and knowing about this machine's unique design for in the story of Gothic Made, how it has it's a speedy boy that moves real agile. So maybe that's why they picked it for the first VSMS kit, is because he is supposed to be a flexible boy, so they needed a flexible kit for a flexible boy. Moving on. just like always in these Volks manuals, again, I know people that have tried to build these and just gave up. They noped out of the manual because they couldn't read Japanese. And it's just like, just take the effort, because there's a lot of very important information in these first couple pages alone explaining how to build these kits proper. One thing that Volks is pointing out is they recommend using a new ABS adhesive that Tamiya is putting out. I'm gonna have to go find this shit, because normally I'll be like, marketing ploy. But again, with Volks, they haven't led me wrong yet. But you're gonna find your usual stuff like the recommended color swatches if you choose to paint the kit. Another interesting thing, like they do actually point out the proper way to separate parts from the runners, which again, if you're at this skill level, you may have already figured out on your own, but it's still nice to have that information officially from the company talking about all this stuff. In particular, I thought was cool was them talking about the way that these things are manufactured. Stuff do be fit and tight. That has definitely been the case with these kits over the years, but they do recommend basically like kind of chamfering the edges if you're having trouble getting a part to stick in. And with that, you know, you're probably throwing some adhesive in, but it's nice to see that from the manufacturer explaining that part of the process, as well as this is something new that I never noticed on my other prior manuals for the IMS kits, is actually showing where they recommend you put the adhesive on the part. This is new, this is cool and appreciated, because it was a bit of guesswork sometimes when you build these. You're like, fuck, if I put adhesive on this part, is it gonna like glue that other thing shut to where it doesn't swivel right? Well, Volks has you covered on that now. That's pretty sweet. But beyond that, it's your standard assembly instructions that you've already seen if you've built an IMS kit before, and very similar to most other Japanese model kits, letters and numbers, etc. Cool. Just like the IMS kits, they do come with some kind of a water slide. So this one goes with this kit. It's not a whole lot of these going on if you want to use them. If you paint, you may choose not to use them. I'm probably not going to paint this. Other thing that I noticed is they do wrap some of these parts in this foam material, and that's pretty sweet. I don't know if it's just for protecting these parts, because I think, let me hold it up to the light. Yeah, these are the translucent olive parts, and maybe they're more fragile. I know the clear polystyrene plastic is more prone to being fragile. More than likely this was done by them to protect it from break in transit. Thank you, Volks. You know, I know that my dollars are well spent by you guys giving a fuck if this is a good quality product. And then the other color in this kit is a really cool, like it's like a metallic brown. I hope this comes out in the video. It's really nice. And I mean, like, I don't know, like I know what they're saying with the VSMS, I had to look because I can't remember, having like increased fidelity for prints and stuff. But honestly, on the prior kits, like I never really had an issue. Like I always thought that they were very high quality as far as like the detail and stuff. I always thought they looked crisp. So I mean, I don't know that I really noticed off the bat any real difference. It's just always been good in my opinion, but I guess we'll really see when the build comes together. I know I've had some frustrations with prior builds with these, and I'll be curious to see how this one goes as well. So yeah, like I said, they're claiming enhanced articulation. I will say, like, looking at the construction of these parts on the runners, you know, a Volks kit, I can kind of tell, like looking at a Volks kit, I'm like, oh, the foot has 20 parts and it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. The design language of these little parts and how they fit together right off the bat looks different than what I'm used to in prior IMS kits. So yeah, this is your first look at the Daccas the Black Knight. So whenever you get a chance, if this looks like something you want, go grab it. I am very excited to build this whenever I get to build it. I am a very busy boy, but hopefully I'll get to soon. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the Black Knight. Until next time.